Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday afternoon. I'm doing a week one recap of the cut that ended last Saturday. And then I'm doing a recap of my tricep session on Monday evening, my second one of the cut. So last Saturday weighed in at 298.2. That's 4 pounds down the first week. Happy with it. To be on pace, I need to lose 5. However, it's the first week. I'm not worried. I still am going to lose some water weight. The first 4 weeks, I'm going to start losing quite a bit of water weight. So I'm not too worried about the 4 pounds. However, I am aware of it. And this week, I need to get down to 292.2 to be back on pace. So if I'm behind again, I'll make some more dramatic adjustments to what I'm doing. However, I just lowered the calories a little bit, increased the cardio for 15 minutes. I was doing 10 minutes last week. And for cardio, so normally I would do the recumbent bike, the bike you sit in. It's the lower, kind of longer bike you sit in and your feet are out here and you can just pedal. I usually would do that. The gym is 30 minutes one way from where I live if traffic is average. If it's no traffic, I can maybe get there in like 26 minutes or something. But anyways, it's an hour round trip to go to the gym, and I'm doing cardio every day. And week 1, I would have started at 16 minutes on the bike. That's 4 different sprints. So 16 minutes of cardio, an hour round trip of drive time. To me, it didn't make sense. I'm wasting time in my day when I can just do cardio here. So I am walking up and down my stairs right around the corner. I want to say maybe it's 14 steps. I walk up. Don't hold the railing when I walk up. When I walk down, I grab the railing with my right arm because I'll probably fall if I'm walking down. Some of the steps are different sizes, and then it curves a little bit, and I'm not as coordinated. Even if I was younger, I probably would fall walking down backwards. So I hold on to the railing, go down backwards. I keep a good cadence the whole time so I don't get to the bottom and rest for 20 seconds or get to the top and rest or just move slower. I try to keep a steady cadence the whole time so it's consistent. And this week I'm doing 15 minutes. So I added 5, went from 10 to 15. Eventually I will, so I'm going to add minimum 5 minutes per week. And I will add a weighted vest, and it's 25 pounds, most likely after the 4th or 5th week. So that week I won't add the time. I'll be at 25 minutes of cardio, and I'll add the weighted vest. And then the following weeks, keep adding 5 minutes and should end up 40, 50 minutes, maybe an hour a day with a weighted vest of cardio. It's really going to be whatever it takes to hit the 240 weight. I like to be more active on a cut opposed to restrict more food. So you have losing weight, it's a spectrum. You have train for a marathon. You start training for a marathon right now, you can eat exactly how you're eating and you will lose weight. Or you can starve yourself. You can eat 0 calories per day and you will lose weight. And then there's the spectrum, and people will fall somewhere on that spectrum. I'm not going to train for a marathon. However, I would like to be further towards that side and keep my calories higher because I like to eat. And also I think it's better for metabolism and holding on to muscle opposed to starving myself. I think activity is better in general. So now if I got injured, then I could, maybe find some sort of cardio I could do. It might not be as what's the word I'm looking for? Not effective, or might not be as difficult as what I'm doing now. then I would need to be more on the lowering towards starvation, lowering the calories to hit my goal. So at the end of the day, it's going to take what it takes to get to 240. And I'm not quite sure yet. I've never done a cut, a 12-week cut this long, and I've never gone from over 300, just over 300 down to 240. So this is all going to be new data for me to collect. But yeah, so I'm leaning more towards activity than dropping the calories. This week, though, I dropped the calories and raised the activity because I'm behind. So we'll see if this week I'm on point or maybe even ahead. I might just raise the activity and keep the calories the same. So I take it on a week-by-week basis, just depending on the scale. I am losing weight based on the scale because I'm competing in a certain weight class. So this is not, I'm not looking for an aesthetic goal. I don't have a certain look I want at the end of this. I'm going to look like whatever I look like. I'd like to still have muscle on me, obviously. That if I lost all my muscle, then that'd be a problem. But I'm not looking for, a certain size arm with visible abs and striations, or none of that matters. It's just getting down to that weight class so I can compete at the different weight class. So that's my mentality going into cuts, is lose the weight. And the muscle usually stays. Muscle structural. Yeah, I lose glycogen, I lose water. They're not as full, they're not as pumped. They don't look as big. The contractile tissue I'm building from this heavy lifting, though, isn't going to disappear in 12 weeks. It's still going to be there. And then once I start adding more calories and specifically carbohydrates, sodium, water, and lifting heavy again, they're gonna swell up. Even if I didn't lift heavy, just lifting again, they're gonna swell up again. So it's psychologically, it can be tough if you like being bigger and stronger to lose weight. But the muscle doesn't disappear, doesn't go anywhere, and it comes back really fast. The muscle and the strength come back very quickly once the diet's over. It does not take long for me to get back. If I wanted to, I could go from 240 to 290 in 2 months. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to stay down for a while longer. I'm not going to immediately do that, but I could if I wanted to do that, and the strength would just come along with it. So, yeah, more activity, more food, and then just adjust weekly based off of the results. Also, I need to keep in mind chyme, which is undigested food. Poop in my feces, in my intestines, and water too. Water weight, maybe I'm holding on to a little bit more water during weigh-in too. So I keep those in mind as well. And then I know I'm doing 12 weeks, and I don't know the 12th week what the calorie count or the cardio count will be. I won't know that till the 11th week is finished, and I'll just use that and build on it throughout the cut. So, but yeah, triceps I added, that was really long. Triceps I added 4 reps. So I lost the 4 pounds and I gained 4 reps on 260 pounds plus all the chains on the bar. So it's almost a perfect week. If I lost 5 pounds and added 3 reps or 4 reps, that would have been perfect. I was a pound off on the weight loss. However, I still lost 4 and added 4 reps. So it was almost the perfect first week of the cut. And then afterwards, we did some more isolation tricep movements. Similar, I did one, used 2 ropes though, so 1 hand on each rope. And I did pulling down, but this time really exaggerating, pulling behind me and just pulling my arms behind me and squeezing and flexing the triceps, and then I just hit the mic, going overhead. Oh my God, I can't even, and letting the weight pull me back and stretch out my triceps and then bring it forward. Lot slower tempo. I'm worried when I'm doing the floor presses with chains, it's not the same mentality as when I bench. I am thinking more about just flexing my triceps. When I'm benching, I don't really think about flexing. I just have cues and I go. And I'm lifting the weight from point A to point B. When I'm doing the rope stuff, it's completely opposite. I don't care about weight or really reps. It's more about the contraction and flexing and fatiguing the muscle and keeping tension on the muscle, on that specific muscle I'm working on, not looking at the movement as a whole. And then the floor press is somewhere in the middle for me. It is more about flexing my triceps. I think about really flexing them the whole time and sending the signal and recruiting more motor units. But I also do think about load with that movement. And I mean, one of the goals of the cut is to get stronger. However, it is more towards flexing my triceps. The rope is all about, that tricep work's all about just flexing and squeezing my triceps. I think the weight, I've gone as high as 40 pounds and as low as 20 pounds. I don't think I've gone to 50, maybe 50. I know for sure 40. So let's say 20 to 40 pounds the last 2 weeks for those finishers. That's all the weight I'm using. And it's hard as hell. Extremely uncomfortable. The burn starts happening and I usually have like another minute or two left in the set. Just constantly burning, but still fighting through that and sending the signal and exhausting all of the fibers of my triceps. So I did those two, and then the last one, took a battle rope and jerry-rigged it to where I could kneel down and do tricep press downs, and I would come up as far as I could. I'd be jamming my forearms into my biceps and then come straight down. And this one was extremely slow and only 30 and 20 pounds. The goal of this one was just to go so slow that I could feel myself recruiting more motor units as I go down. I can feel myself controlling the weight and controlling how much power I'm outputting of my triceps. If I used all of my motor units, bam, it would just fly down with 20, 30 pounds. I could do the whole stack for reps. But if I'm going this slow, I'm slowly turning them on and feeling myself turning them on. And I'm in control of how strong I make this muscle. And then on the way up, I'm feeling them turn off. Because in order for me to let the weight come back up, I need to disengage and start turning off fibers so that I can allow the weight to come up. And so the last exercise, that was the goal, was just feeling the muscle contract very, very slowly. And that is for grinding out reps later on down the road. I got a lot better this cycle at it. Doing those floor presses with chains, doing the forced reps, training harder. Even my JM press is going to failure, doing some forced reps. I was able to start grinding out some reps. Whereas before, let's say I do the 5th rep. Okay, it looks kind of tough. I think he's got a 6. And then I go down and boom, and I'd hit a wall. And I couldn't. Now I can feel that wall and I can move through it. So there was a lot of benefit before the last cycle. So pushing it even harder this time, because I did something and it worked and I got stronger. So, and I could have pushed my triceps a little bit harder last time. And so doing that this time with load on the floor presses with chains, with, hypertrophy, which there's some hypertrophy there too, but hitting every head, every fiber of the tricep, to then moving on to just focusing on being able to really control and contract my triceps and control how much fibers I'm using and not using. So the 3 different stages of training the triceps. So it was a great week. Feeling good, feel hungry, which is nice. It means my diet's working. If I was on a diet and I wasn't hungry, I would be concerned. So I'm glad I am hungry. That means that I'm losing some weight. And I'll make another video next week with an update. Thanks for watching.
No problem, buddy.
Крайний. Говорят, что не стоит, нахуй. Тоже не стоит. Ты еще я. Просыпайся с мыслью, кого, блядь, ждет, ты засыпаешь, как ты сам.
Это менше вопрос. Не повністю зробити.
Я відчуваю власне грани. Я можу перестаю працювати, я
Я профессионал. Мы положили в них, там рынок пойдет. Кольцо, кольцо, там все. Там готово? Нет, я не там сам своим. И тогда приходили там. Видео со своим комиссией. Да. Что значит оно внутри очнулось?